Today we are talking about the Mountaintop. It is a kinetic grenade launcher, the pinnacle weapon for Season 5. Now, Mountaintop was supposed to be the deadliest weapon we have ever witnessed inside of Crucible. And maybe it is on PC. I have not played with it on PC, but on console, Mountaintop, well, it just wasn't good. Matter of fact, a half-decent rogue Malicious Birthright, which is also in the same slot, was by far the better option. Until Sandbox 2.1.4, and the patch notes read, tweak grenade launcher projectiles to feel more consistent on direct hits. Proximity grenades can no longer impact directly, which will prevent special ammo grenade launchers from one-shotting with the perk active. Okay, boys, that is a hell of a nerf. A big one, especially for many of us that love Malicious Birthright. The god roll for me for the longest time was proximity grenades. Even after we got proximity grenade nerf, I still use proxy nades, and I love pairing it with auto-loading holster and ambitious assassin. That's what you wanted, boys, and it was nasty. Now, it's not that it's not nasty anymore, you just won't be getting those one-hit KOs, or at least that's what this says. I have not actually used proximity grenades since this sandbox has gone live, but I am assuming right now that you can't land direct impacts when proxy nades are active. But notice that it said that it tweaked grenade launcher projectiles to feel more consistent on direct hits. And if there was something that was plaguing Mountaintop, at least here on console, was that it was consistently butt cheeks. It just couldn't land direct hits. I mean, it could, but a lot of times it just whizzed right past the enemy. So let's go over Mountaintop right now today and talk about whether or not this grenade launcher has improved, and if this weapon is even worth going after in the competitive playlist. First up, guys, intrinsically, this is a lightweight frame grenade launcher, which means it has superb handling, and you move faster when the weapon is equipped. Now, I use hard launch here, which greatly increases our projectile speed, and the grenade perk, you have two options. You can either go with spike grenades or sticky grenades. In this scenario, sticky grenades, to me, guys, is the much better option for a number of reasons. I think the damage difference between spike grenades and sticky grenades is hardly noticeable, considering you're going to get the one-hit kill anyways when you land that direct hit. And on top of that, sticky grenades are just fun as hell. I get so many kills when I miss targets, and then they just step over it as they're backing up, which is pretty trolling. It works quite effectively. Now, the trait here is rangefinder. Of course, this increases our effective range and zoom, but simultaneously here, it also increases projectile velocity. How much? I don't know. It's supposed to be faster. It's a meteor. And of course, we have the trait micro missile. This weapon fires a straight line and has a massively increased projectile speed. So when I first picked up Mountaintop, I was constantly trying to aim down sights because I wanted to proc both rangefinder and micro missile. Oh, how foolish I was to think that that was the way to use Mountaintop. No, even though it has these perks on it, guys, it's much better to just shoot from the hip. 9 times out of 10, I just shot from the hip. Matter of fact, what you see in this build right here, I am using some Lion Rampants, as well as an Icarus mod here found on Mountaintop, because I'm pretty sure we cannot put quick access sling, because to me, that would be the better mod here. But I will say this, since I've adopted my previous playstyle with other grenade launchers with Mountaintop, everything has significantly improved. But not only that, the consistency that Bungie spoke of, where they tweaked the grenade launcher to feel more consistent on direct hits, is 100% noticeable here on console. I don't know how it feels for you boys on PC, but here on console, Mountaintop is landing so many more shots than what it was before. Now, granted, it was doing pretty piss poor before. Now, I'd say it's about a 7 or 8 out of 10. Like, it rivals what Malicious Birthright used to do for me, because I love the fact that just about every direct hit I do make, it's almost always going to be a kill. So yes, guys, Mountaintop is doing much better. I did pair it here with Skyburner's Oath, which takes me to one other thing that I want to say about Mountaintop. I think Mountaintop has some weird, unique ability that is not specified. And it feels like, at least now after Sandbox 2.1.4 has gone live, that after firing a shot, swapping to my other weapons seemed to be really quick. Maybe not as fast as something like Quick Draw or Quick Access Sling, but it was still very swift, which is very noticeable. In a lot of situations where I want to get the swap, especially something like Skyburner's Oath and finish off opponents, this was really nasty. And this is not the first time like Bungie has snuck in a perk or snuck in some sort of trait added to the weapon without actually specifying that it was there. When you look at something like Breakneck, you get Outlaw when Rampage is activated. And there's nowhere on the perks that specifies that that's gonna happen. You just know that you're reloading faster. So same scenario here with Mountaintop. I just noticed that the swap speed to my other weapons, particularly whenever I emptied my magazine of Mountaintop, was very quick. On par almost with quick access sling. So guys, that is the Mountaintop inside of 2.1.4. It has improved. It has potential to also be deadly in Crucible, much more than what it was before. Now granted, this grenade launcher probably has a bigger learning curve to it than all of our other grenade launchers. I know a lot of people are just like, hey man, just point and shoot. Not really. Some tricks of the trade. But the more you practice with it, the more you get used to leading targets. This weapon gets a lot deadlier for you match after match. And I'm really happy to see that Mountaintop is kind of getting up there at that pinnacle level. Maybe not quite, but any more than this, I think a lot of people will be complaining about it too much. So I think it's actually in a good spot now. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.